Hi and welcome to the Forest of Arden. My name is Chris Ryan. Today's topic is all about recovery shots. I've missed the fairway here on the 13th. I've got, as you can see, a couple of trees that I need to deal with. I need to first of all make the right decision, and I then need to execute the shot as best as I can. We're going to go through what I call the 3-shot rule, which I think can help you do just that and hopefully save a few more pars. So the 3-shot rule, what is a 3-shot rule? What I would get you to try and do when you're playing golf, and I certainly try and do this when I am, is to think about 3 options when you do miss the fairway. And then we can look through those a little bit more in detail and weigh up the pros and cons, and then ultimately make a decision based on a few things that we kind of want to factor in. So from here, what would my 3 shots be? Well, my one option would be to try and keep the ball under these branches and try and advance the ball right the way up onto the green. I've got about 150 yards to go here, so it's not a particularly long shot, and I definitely can reach. So that would be a low shot trying to advance it onto the green. For me, shot option number 2 would be, again, to keep it under these branches, but maybe try and hit this ball 70 yards back into the fairway. So that's a much bigger target. I don't really bring those bunkers into play. And shot number 3 would be to the right of this big tree here, back into the fairway. I can still advance it maybe 15, 20 yards closer, but it's a much safer and easier shot back into the fairway, and that's my 3rd option. So why would I get you to do this? Well, all too often what I'll see a golfer do is kind of walk to their golf ball, have a little look at the branches, pull out a club and hit a shot, and they never really got the chance to look at all the options, weighing up the pros and the cons. So as you can probably imagine, the most difficult shot is the one where I try and advance it onto the green under the branches. Now, why is that more difficult? Well, I really bring in the chance of hitting it into the bunkers. As I hit the ball harder, it's probably going to climb in height. So I increase the chances of hitting the branches. So that's certainly the hardest shot. The 2nd shot is definitely tricky because I've got to keep it under the branches, but my margin for error is greater. There's not really any bunkers there. There's no water hazards. The fairway is much larger than the green. And even if I didn't quite reach the fairway, I was a bit left the fairway, I still advanced it, half the distance. I'm leaving myself a shorter shot in. Shot number 3 is definitely the easiest because I've only got to go maybe 25 yards. I could easily take something like a wedge or a 9-iron, and that's definitely going to be the easiest shot, but obviously that leaves me the longest 3rd shot. So the first thing you really need to do when you're in this situation is assess the lie. What's that ball sitting like? Because the way the ball sits may well mean that you don't have all those options available to you. My golf balls here are sitting very well, so I therefore get all options available to me. I then have to ask myself a couple of questions and go through a process. That process will be things like how good I am at hitting these shots. If I'm fantastic at hitting low, punchy shots, that's going to be an advantage. I might be the golfer who really struggles to keep the ball low. You might be a high ball hitter, and even when you try and put the ball back and hit the ball low, you get some elevation. That's going to be a factor. That's going to definitely send you more down number 3, the safest option. Where you are in the round. I'm on the 13th hole here. I might have a great score going if I'm well ahead of my score. I'm really feel I'm playing well. I might just take my medicine. I might just advance it onto the green. If I'm in a match play situation, the person I'm playing with has just hit their 2nd shot onto the green. That would maybe force me to be a little bit more aggressive. So we can't really say which shot to play, but there's definitely some questions that you want to ask yourself before you make that decision. Do you want to go for the easy option? Do you want to go for the hard option? What I would probably say is that during a round of golf or during a couple of rounds of golf, you're probably going to have a mixture of both. You're probably not going to put the best score together that you could if you always take the safest option. However, if you're always extremely aggressive and always looking for that career shot which goes onto the green for those tricky situations, you're going to bring in the likelihood of you making double and triple bogeys. So making your decisions wisely is really, really key. This is a process. We have to go through that process. It's going to be a case of, for me, picking your 3 options, having a look at those. Which is the hardest, which is the medium, which is the easiest. Then assessing the lie. Which of those 3 can or can't I play? What's going to be my shot after I've hit this shot? So when I go out sideways, what am I leaving myself with? How far? What's the line in? Etc, etc. Once you go through that process, hopefully you're then going to come to a decision which is a much more effective decision. You've come to it through a process rather than just running up there, hitting a shot and hoping it was the right one. What you've then got to do is commit to that. Really make sure that you commit to that shot and still think about it as a proper shot. You go through your full routine. If I was chipping into the middle of the fairway, I'm still trying to think about a specific target in the fairway rather than just thinking, oh, it's a big fairway, I'll be able to hit it, and just going ahead and hitting it. So let's play these 3 shots. And we're going to do this in order of back to front. So we're going to go the easiest first. Now, I've got a 6-iron here. I wouldn't always have to use a 6-iron. I've got a pretty free shot out there, so I could use, you know, something like a wedge or a 9-iron. I'm just going to take my 6-iron, and I'm just going to try and hit it into the middle of the fairway. I'm looking at where the flag is. Do I want to be the far side of the fairway or the near side of the fairway? And I'm thinking probably kind of middle to near side of the fairway. So I'm just going to chip this one back into play. And that's absolutely perfect. So it's just in the fairway, it's probably just short of the middle of the fairway. That was a very, very risk-free shot for me. Never felt I was going to miss the fairway. Wasn't really any trouble around. That was definitely the safest option. So what about option number 2? Well, this one, I've got to try and keep it under the branches, but I'm really just trying to advance it maybe 80 yards to leave myself a nice shot in. Thought pros here would be direction, where am I trying to go? What distance am I trying to leave myself? Is there a shot that I feel more comfortable with? Is it a 60-yard shot, a 50-yard shot, an 80-yard shot? Whatever that might be for you, you want to try and factor that in and work out how far you've got to hit this golf ball. I'm going to try and go just to the right of the flag, which is towards that middle bunker. And I'm just going to try and pitch one out there and just leave it onto the fairway. And again, that will be pretty good. It's just made it onto the fairway. I'm not sure if you can pick that up. So I probably could have done with hitting that another 15 yards, but again, it's safe, it's in the fairway. And the final shot will be the one which is certainly more aggressive. I'm going to have to keep the ball much lower under those branches. I'm going to have to hit this a lot harder, and I've definitely got a smaller part of that green that I'm going to aim at. I've got to be trying to hit this into that left-hand side of the green so I avoid those bunkers. So much more difficult shot. And that's not worked out too badly. It's just caught the left-hand side of the green, maybe just off. So I've definitely got a tricky putt, but it was definitely more aggressive, and I managed to get it close to where I was trying to get to. It's not in the bunkers, which were my main hazard. So that is the 3-shot rule. We are always going to miss fairways no matter how well we play. But I think if we have a process that we can make sure we choose the right golf shot and then we can execute that a little bit better, it's definitely going to mean that you avoid those really high numbers, those doubles and those triples, which can really destroy your scorecard. So thanks for watching. All the usual stuff is down below. Comments box, like button, subscribe link, all that kind of stuff. So if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. More videos just like this one coming each and every week, hopefully helping you play some better golf. So thanks again for watching, and we shall see you again soon.